The enigmatic smile of the Mona Lisa owes its fame to something unexpected: corpses. Leonardo da Vinci dissected human bodies to understand the intricate network of nerves and muscles beneath the skin. He followed the advice of Leon Battista Alberti, who urged artists to visualize the human form from within, beginning with the skeleton, progressing through muscles and flesh, and finally arriving at clothing. This fusion of science and art defined Leonardo's identity. When seeking work from Milan's ruler, he emphasized his engineering prowess, his ability to design bridges, weapons, and war machines. Painting appeared almost as a footnote, yet it was his insatiable curiosity that truly set him apart. Among thousands of notebook pages, you'll find entries like "Describe the tongue of the woodpecker," a testament to his endless wonder about the natural world. Leonardo was an artist, a scientist, an engineer. Most of all, he was curious. That relentless curiosity drove him to create, explore, and innovate in ways no one had done before or has since. Born April 15, 1452, in Anciano, near Vinci, Italy, Leonardo was the son of notary Ser Piero and a peasant woman named Caterina. As Walter Isaacson observes in his biography, Leonardo benefited from being born illegitimate. It freed him from the obligation to become a notary like his father, a profession ill-suited to his creative spirit. Leonardo spent his childhood with his mother and paternal grandparents while his father worked in Florence. After his stepmother's death, he joined his father in Florence at age 12, arriving at the epicenter of Renaissance art. His illegitimate status barred him from formal Latin education. Instead, he attended an abacus school focused on commercial mathematics. He struggled with Latin throughout his life and wrote predominantly in Italian, often from right to left to prevent smudging, being left-handed. He had a peculiar habit of reversing individual letters as well. When critics mocked his lack of classical training, Leonardo responded defiantly, "Foolish folk! Though I cannot quote from authors as they do, I shall rely on a far more worthy thing, on experience." This attitude would define his entire approach to knowledge. While others relied on ancient authorities, Leonardo trusted his own eyes and hands. At 14, Leonardo began apprenticing with Andrea del Verrocchio, a renowned artist and his father's client. In Verrocchio's workshop, Leonardo studied the master sculpture of David, noting how the veins and muscles conveyed subtle vitality. This attention to movement would reach its pinnacle in the Last Supper, where the apostles react viscerally to Jesus' announcement of betrayal. Arranged in groups of 3, each figure gestures and turns with emotion. Judas, shrouded in shadow and clutching his 30 pieces of silver, recoils, his guilt made visible through posture alone. Leonardo's talent quickly emerged. In Tobias and the Angel, his gleaming fish contrasts sharply with Antonio del Pollaiolo's duller rendering, while his energetic dog outshines Pollaiolo's stiff version. In the Baptism of Christ, Leonardo's angel on the left displays more dynamism than Verrocchio's on the right. Using sfumato, a technique of softly blending tones, he created gentle transitions around the angel's jawline, while Verrocchio's figure retained harder edges. Leonardo opened his own workshop in 1477, but commissions proved scarce. Several handsome young men lived and worked under his roof, including Giangiacomo Proproti, nicknamed Salai, or Little Devil, for his mischievous nature. Evidence suggests Leonardo and Salai shared a romantic relationship. After 5 frustrating years in Florence, Lorenzo de' Medici sent Leonardo on a diplomatic mission to present a lyre to Ludovico Sforza, Duke of Milan. Leonardo seized this opportunity to offer his engineering services through his famous letter. The Duke accepted, and Leonardo spent the next 17 years under Ludovico's patronage. He consulted on various architectural projects, including the central dome of Milan Cathedral. Though his design wasn't selected, Leonardo applied his profound understanding of proportion and symmetry, principles he immortalized in the Vitruvian Man. Leonardo believed human body proportions could guide architectural design. He drew from Vitruvius, the 1st century BC Roman architect who documented proportions such as the length of the foot is 1/6 of the height of the body. While other artists attempted versions of the Vitruvian Man, Leonardo's achieves an unmatched balance of artistic elegance and scientific precision. Leonardo's fascination centered on the male form. He dissected approximately 30 corpses, creating scientifically accurate anatomical drawings. In his skull illustration, Leonardo depicted the internal structure by showing the left half sawed away, producing the first accurate representation of the frontal sinus, a significant achievement given the limited anatomical knowledge of his era. His most important discoveries relate to the heart. He demonstrated that the heart functions as a muscle, suggested that arteries harden with age, and discovered how swirling blood currents in the aorta facilitate proper valve closure, a finding not confirmed until the 20th century. This fascination with swirling patterns extended to his water studies. He was particularly captivated by water's destructive capacity. His deluge drawings depict apocalyptic scenes of overwhelming natural force. To Leonardo, water demanded respect and control. He explored diverting the Arno River to isolate Florence's enemy Pisa from the sea, designing a machine capable of moving 1 million tons of earth to redirect water into channels. He also pursued the conquest of the skies, spending decades studying avian flight and making extraordinarily detailed observations. There are some birds that move their wings more swiftly when they lower them than when they raise them. Leonardo's ornithopter was a conceptual flying machine designed to achieve flight through flapping wings. He also sketched the aerial screw, an early helicopter design featuring a spiral rotor intended to lift the machine skyward. However, 15th century technology couldn't realize these visions. In 1502, Leonardo became chief military architect to Cesare Borgia. His most significant contribution was creating a highly accurate map of Imola. Contemporary maps were largely symbolic and imprecise. Using a magnetic compass, Leonardo ensured scientific accuracy, enabling Borgia to plan attacks and position troops effectively. This marked the dawn of modern cartography. In 1495, Leonardo began painting The Last Supper on a church wall in Milan. Some days he worked from dawn to dusk without pause. Other days he left his brush untouched. The painting's most remarkable aspect is Leonardo's use of linear perspective. All architectural lines converge at a single vanishing point at Jesus' forehead, directing the viewer's gaze to Christ.
To achieve this perfect perspective, he hammered a small nail in the wall at Jesus' head and cut thin incisions to guide the lines. Beyond visual effects, Leonardo infused the Last Supper with incredible emotional depth. The painting captures Christ's announcement, "He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me." Each apostle reacts with distinct human emotion: shock, denial, anger, confusion. As Leonardo said, a picture of human figures ought to be done in such a way that the viewer may easily recognize by the means of their attitudes the intentions of their minds. Leonardo spent years designing a massive bronze horse 7 meters high, commissioned by the Duke of Milan in honor of his late father. He studied horses meticulously and constructed a massive clay model. However,